Testing. Something's playing. You got music or something?
Number 22, Andy Ford. Number 34, Jackie Dinas. Now the starting five for Mustangs. At 4,
That's still really
Haley Schaefer.
Testing.
At center,
Microphone test. 1, 2.
Haley Pebble. At guard, 5-4 senior, number 14, Brianna Miller. At point guard, 5-6 senior, 15, Aaron Johnson. And at guard, 5-5 senior, number 22, J.C. Sabaka. Meridian was led by Robert Shopper, his assistant is Lori House.
All right, there's our audio. Now we're back and ready to go. Hey, it's like been, 10 days since we did this thing, right? Welcome to the York City Auditorium for the Crossroads Conference Basketball Tournament. We have got third place girls action, third place boys action, championship girls action, championship boys action. It is finals Friday here on Strive. Thanks for joining us here today. As we've got Meridian and Giltner in the girls' third place game. The Giltner Hornets being introduced right now. They're 11-7 on their season. Head coach Nancy Lockman bitten by the flu bug a little bit. A couple draws in and out of the last week and a half or a week or two. And some that are not with us today and some that are unconscious. It's been kind of that type of a year so far for Giltner. But on they trust with Audrey Leckie at one of the starting spots. Also Alexa Chrysler, Brooke Good, Reagan Jansen, and Cassidy Tompkin. For the Meridian Mustangs, 15-3 on their season. 2 of their losses to the Exeter Milligan Timberwolves, which we will see in the girls' championship coming up tonight around 6:30 or so. The other loss for Meridian was last night to BDS, 66-42, a game that Meridian led at halftime, then gave up a 20-13 third quarter, and then 21-3 was the score in the fourth quarter. Meridian just could not keep the offense going, and it was all BDS from there. So this is the third place game of the girls' CRC tournament, and it is Meridian in the black uniforms and Giltner in the home whites. You see them across the top of your screen on the Strive scoreboard as well. So again, the starters for Meridian, they'll go with Haley Schaefer, Hallie Pribble, Brianna Miller, Aaron Johnson, and J.C. Sabatka. Pass tipped out of bounds underneath, and it will stay with the Mustangs in the black. Johnson underneath, and a foul as Schaefer takes one up, and Haley is going to get a couple of free throws for her effort. Haley Schaefer averaging 7.5 points per game on the season, only scored 2 in that loss last night to BDS, and she knocks down the first of 2 here. The foul was called on Giltner's Reagan Jansen, her first, and the team's first. Back end, good as well, so the first 2 on the board for the Mustangs. And a little full court press, trying to speed Giltner up a little bit. Still in the backcourt is Jansen. Now across the timeline she comes. Had Miller in her hip pocket. Now falling back into a zone. That's a 3 from the left wing. That does not fall for Tompkin. She had 15 in the semifinals last night, but a putback is good by Brooke Good. So we're all square at 2 apiece. And a turnover, a steal on the loose ball. That's Chrysler picking it up coast to coast. And her layup is in there. So Alexi Chrysler with her first basket, 4-2, Giltner on top. And a minute gone by, and a turnover as they tried to get it down low. Brianna Miller had snuck by the defense, but the pass a little bit too tall for Brianna. And a turnover, back-to-back turnovers for Meridian. Now dribbling through the press. There for a moment was Jansen, and then she lost it out of bounds, so a turnover back to Meridian. Pass cross court, that's tipped out of bounds. Getting a hand on that one was Lichty. Aubrey had 8 points in the semifinal loss for Giltner last night as they fell to Exeter Milligan 52-44. A game that saw the Timberwolves have what seemed like a comfortable lead with about 2.5 minutes left, only to have Giltner come roaring back and make it a 6-point game with a minute and a half left. They would not score over that last minute and a half, and a couple of free throws for the Timberwolves secured that victory and put them into the championship, the CRC tournament. That's a three in the far corner. It's up and good by J.C. Sabatka. J.C. with her first points of the ball game, and a tip from behind, stolen away. Knocked free by Sabatka. Johnson with the steal. Aaron pulls up and knocks it down. So good defense turning into offense and a 7-4 lead. Now Jansen quickly into the front court, goes all the way to the baseline, gets it out of the double team. The shot down the lane was no good by Lichty, and a defensive rebound finally cleared by Haley Schaefer. So Meridian up 7-4 here in the first quarter. A little over 2 minutes gone by. Nice pace on both ends of the floor. There's Pribble underneath, and she's fouled on the way up. Good position for Hallie Pribble, the sophomore, as they will get Preisler for her first personal foul, second team foul of the half. And both fouls on Giltner have been shooting fouls for Meridian. And now they're 2 for 3 is Hallie Pribble. Can't believe that gravity was not her friend on that one. Josie Sabatka into the lineup for Meridian. Averages 6.5 points. Had 11 last night. As Pribble knocks down the second. It's not a deep bench really for either squad. Coach Robert Schropfer only goes about 7 deep total, and then a steal in the backcourt. A one-girl press. Brooke Good comes up with it, but unfortunately gives it back. Pivoted too much against a little pressure herself and ends up turning the ball over. So 8-6 still our score. Meridian on top. Get it to the high post. That's Pribble trying to pass it to the block. And Josie Sabatka tracks it down. Now that's J.C. Sabatka. Yes, sisters with it. J.C. the senior, Josie the sophomore. Nice drive by Aaron Johnson, and Aaron puts it in. 6 points last night and already 4 here in the first quarter for Aaron. 10-6 our score, and a pass quickly. That was a high fastball. It ends up in the officials' hands, and we're going to get a timeout for Meridian coach Robert Schropfer. This is a 30-second timeout. This lets us say thank you to our advertising sponsors on StriveSports.com, Truck Center Companies, Nova Fitness Equipment, and Cornerstone Bank, who all make it possible for us to come to events like the CRC tournament and bring you some outstanding high school sports. It is not without their financial contributions that we can do this. So yeah, we'll get them logos up, and Austin make it look cool, and on with the day. Don't forget, we've got coverage of all 4 games going on here at the auditorium today. So we'll have the boys' third place game coming up next. That will be East Butler and BDS. We all wanted to see that one, in November, the week after the state football championships, when East Butler won D1 and BDS won D2. We wanted to see that rematch at York at East Hill Park. Well, here they are in York, but playing basketball against each other for third in the CRC. Josie Sabatka up top, hands it off. Aaron Johnson down the lane, a little floater up and in. And already 6 points here in the first quarter for Aaron Johnson. The lead is 6 for Meridian at 4.5 minutes to go in the first period. Driving against the full court press. The shot no good, but Preisler with an offensive rebound, jump ball. And it will stay with Giltner on the alternating possession. Don't forget, if you're making your way to the York City Auditorium later on tonight, perhaps getting a preview of of course, we'll see the Giltner guys in the championship tonight. If you're on Snapchat, Strive Sports, we've got a Cornerstone Bank custom filter once you get here to the auditorium. So if you're on Snapchat, snap away, and don't forget to swipe and find our filter. And graciously provided by Cornerstone Bank. A dribble drive down the right side, but the shot is too strong, and a foul on Pribble of Meridian on the rebound will be her first and the team's first as well. pressure in the backcourt. That's Brianna Miller applying the pressure. Now again, breaking that press, Giltner does. And the Hornets into the front court. That's Brooke Good along the baseline. Gets it up for Jansen. Lines up the three and knocks it down. Reagan Jansen has 5 points of her team's 9 in the first period. 12-9 our score. With 3:45 and counting here in the first period. Schaefer top of the key for Johnson right side. Aaron hard drive. Had the shot partially blocked, and we're going to get a jump ball on the rebound that will stay with Meridian. And now a sub into the game. Addie Beals will come in and replace Haley Schaefer. Like we said, it's only about 7 girls deep that Coach Schropfer will go for Meridian as Pribble forces one up and gets it to fall with a little contact down in the lane. And now we got a foul from behind as reaching out there was Erin Johnson. Erin picks up her first and the team's second. Jordan Hansen comes in for Giltner. Jordan is a 5'8" senior. Had 2 points in the loss for Giltner last night to Exeter Milligan. That one tipped out of bounds by Josie Sabatka. And another sub in, that's Taylor Greathouse coming in along with Sydney Jansen coming in for Giltner. Sydney, number 24 right there on your screen, had 6 points off the bench last night for the Hornets in their loss to Exeter Milligan. So a couple of Jansens out there. That's Reagan with it right now. And Greathouse back over the right side. Reagan Jansen off the front, no good. Rebound, Aaron Johnson. Here come the Mustangs looking to run. Johnson down the left side with a left hand and finishes. Little scoop flip at the right at the end there. And Aaron Johnson has 8 points in the first quarter to lead all scorers, and it's 16-9 here in the first quarter. Meridian on top in this third place girls game. And there's a little hesitation and a travel for Giltner over there on the far side. That was Greathouse that had the feet go just a little bit quick. Had his 6 turnovers already in the period for the Hornets. A 3 from the left side that comes up woefully short for Brianna Miller. And the Hornets with the rebound, trailing by 7, 2.5 minutes to go first quarter. Taylor Greathouse with it against this zone look. 2-1-2, something kind of like that. Pass a little high, a little fast, and another turnover, a steal this time. Aaron Johnson throws it up ahead. Josie Sabatka catches it on the baseline. Up top, good ball movement. Johnson lines it up and knocks it down for 3. Timeout, Giltner. It is the Aaron Johnson show here in the first quarter. She's got 11 of Meridian's 19. We've still got 2:05 to play. 30-second timeout here in York. I just want to catch my breath, Austin. I'll mute myself. So Meridian 19 and Giltner 9. This had been a 3-point game at one point, a 12-9 after Regan Jansen's 3-pointer, but Meridian 7 straight. 5 of them from Aaron Johnson. And a basket by Pribble in there as well. Have opened this game up here with just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, but a nice high-low pass and a chance at a 3-point play for Cassidy Tompkin. Cassidy, the 5'11 sophomore, had 15 in the game yesterday for Giltner against Exeter Milligan. And she draws the foul on Haley Schaefer. That's Haley's first, the team's third. Her free throw does not go, but an offensive rebound by Jansen. That will not fall. And now we're going to get a foul on the rebound as Josie Sabatka, one of the shorter players on the floor, ends up with the ball. and draws the foul. They'll call it on Greathouse. Taylor's first, and that's also the third on Giltner. Aaron Johnson on the bench right now for Meridian, getting a breather. A three from the left wing does not fall for Josie Sabatka, and the rebound for Jordan Hansen. Here come the Hornets. A foul on the floor as they try to dump it into the post for Tompkin. And they will call Addie Beals for her first personal, fourth team foul on Meridian here in the first quarter. Inbounds in the quick three, banked in, are you kidding, by Sydney Jansen. That's not supposed to happen like that, but it did, and we'll count it anyway. A three for an answer. No, that missed everything that time as Miller tried to save that back in. The shot was put up on the far side by Addie Beals and did not find anything there as Aaron Johnson got that quick breather, and Aaron Johnson is back in for Meridian. So again, the full court press hasn't necessarily forced turnovers for Giltner, though it has made them, I guess, think a little bit harder about bringing the ball up. On the wing, that's Greathouse. Onto the block now for Tompkin. Cassidy in the lane, forces it up, draws a foul, and we'll get a couple of free throws. First for Tompkin is good. That's the second foul on Aaron Johnson, by the way, and the fifth on the Mustangs. Second, no good. So what was 12-9 has now become 19-12 is what it had been. Now it's 19-15. It had been 19-9, right? This is a 6-0 run that we're in the midst of. There's a three up top, and that's one way to end a 6-0 run. And that's for J.C. Sabatka to knock down her second three of the first quarter. 22-15 here with 20 seconds to go in the opening period. Tompkin onto the block. Greathouse off the side of the hoop, but ends up right to Tompkin. Missed it once, got it back. Draws another foul, and we'll get two more free throws. Haley Schaefer with her second and the team's sixth. So no matter what, Giltner's going to spend the entire second quarter in the bonus. And they've already shot, thanks to Cassidy Tompkin, shot some free throws. She is currently 2 for 4 at the line. Aubrey Lichty is back in for Giltner with 17 seconds officially. Ours says 16.9. We'll let it slide this time, Austin. And the second, no good. Beals has it tipped out by Hansen. And in for Giltner comes Mary Wiles. So one final chance here for Meridian. Aaron Johnson brings it up. Onto the wing for Miller. Schaefer top of the key, back to Johnson. Aaron wants to go baseline, gets a little screen. Missed the layup though. And a rebound, Schaefer, that will count at the buzzer. Haley Schaefer with the offensive putback as the first quarter buzzer sounds. And at the end of one, it is Meridian 24, Giltner 16. We'll come back to the York City Auditorium for period number 2 after this.
What makes the CRC tournament special? It doesn't matter your record or where you're ranked. When you enter York City Auditorium, all bets are off. Where the underdog always has that chance. Where the third grader sits in the balcony and dreams about lifting the trophy just like their hero down on the floor. Where a quarterfinal game can sound just like Championship Friday. And where Friday's championship games with fans of 13 conference teams converge to create a standing room only environment. Where sitting in the cold locker room, the anticipation builds. And you can feel the weight of expectations in the gym below you. Where every year state champions point to this tournament as the one to kickstart their title run. It's CRC Championship Friday on Strive Sports.
24-16 as we get ready for the start of the second quarter. Aaron Johnson leading all scores with 11 points. JC Sabatka, a couple of threes. She had 6 for Meridian. Balance scoring for Giltner, 5 for Regan Jansen, 4 for Cassidy Tompkin, 3 for Sydney Jansen, and 2 apiece for Brooke Good and Alexa Preisler. Regan Jansen knocks down that basket. She's got 7 points now in the ball game. Pribble on the block, turns with the left hand, missed the shot, and Hallie's going to get the foul called. That'll be her second and team's 7th. So like we said, the entire second quarter for Giltner, they are in the bonus on any Meridian foul. And to the other end we will go for the 1-and-1. That's where Jordan Hansen will do the honors. 2 for 5 in that first quarter, all from Cassidy Tompkin for Giltner at the free throw line. And let's just give Pribble the rebound there. Might have been a rebound offensively for Giltner and then a steal, but we'll call it good right there. Schaefer, a dribble all the way to the rim and fouled on the way up. We get Preisler for the foul. It's the 4th on the team. Schaefer had that buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter. Also is 4 for 4 by herself at the free throw line. She's got 6 points now. And a steal for Aaron Johnson. That is the 8th takeaway by the Mustang defense. Their lead is 8. Minute gone by here in the second quarter. Pribble with her dribble trying to go down low. Somehow it finds Josie Sabatka, and somehow her shot finds the bottom of the net. I'm not going to call that a really good play because it didn't look like it, but it was good because it scored 2 if you're a Mustang. So a 10-point Meridian lead. And again, working against the zone. Hansen kicks it out. Now up top for Jansen. And a throwaway. Thrown right to Josie Sabatka. And then Josie gives it back with an offensive foul. A little elbow out in front of herself. And that will be her first personal. It goes as the 8th team foul. It does not warrant free throws on the player control. However, that is the 4th turnover of the game for Meridian. So just when they got it, they give it right back. Four to 2 our score so far in this second quarter after it was 24-16 at the end of the first. Down low, that shot no good by Brooke Good. And a foul on the rebound. They're going to get Jansen for a push as she came over the top of the rebounders. That is Reagan's 2nd, team's 5th. And Cassidy Tompkin back into the lineup, replacing Regan Jansen in the Giltner lineup. Third place girls action of the CRC basketball tournament from the York City Auditorium. Thanks for joining us today on Strive Sports. My name is Eric Allgood. Austin Penfield, our director, producer today. Aaron Allgood on camera. Preisler picks up her 2nd. Team 6th. So we're in the bonus for both teams the rest of this first half now. Try to get it down low. Pribble with Tompkin falling down, but Pribble cannot finish. The jump ball on the rebound does stay, however, with Meridian, but Hallie's going to be kicking herself after that one. Chloe Craig checking in now for Giltner. She replaces Tompkin in the Hornet lineup. Chloe had 2 points in the loss last night to Exeter Milligan. And a foul on the inbounds right away. Schaefer came in there and didn't have a chance to put the shot up because Haley ended up getting her hair knocked out of the ribbon and everything. It is a foul on Craig, her first. 7th team foul, so on the floor, so a 1-and-1 here for Schaefer. Haley's been, well, let's say she's been very good at the free throw line. She also has 7 points. She's been really good at the free throw line, and now she's got 8, 4 in each quarter, 30-18, matching the largest lead of the game for Meridian. They have not trailed in this ball game. And another turnover, something that the Hornets can ill afford to have at this point, as they give it back on their 10th first half turnover. Just 4 turnovers so far for Meridian. Pribble on the wing, into the corner for Josie Sabatka. Gets a screen, wants the roll down low. Pribble forced the shot, didn't have good control of it. Does force a jump ball in the rebound, but it does go to Giltner on the alternating possession. And into the middle, oh, that was a fastball from Hanson that is another steal for Meridian. Johnson gets it back. Pribble to Sabatka on the wing. Josie gets a little screen, stops at 18 feet, knocks it down for Josie Sabatka. 4 points in the game, all in this quarter, and the lead is 14 for Meridian. Ranked in the Omaha World Herald in Class D1 at number 3 at the beginning of this week. A pull-up from 18, that's Reagan Jansen knocking it down. Reagan's got 9 to lead Giltner. She had 5 back in the first quarter. She has all 4 points for the Hornets in the second quarter. Along the baseline, a quick 2, no good, but out of bounds off of Sabatka after it was put up along the baseline by Schaefer. Tompkin in. Jordan Hansen out for Giltner. And Brianna Miller and Addie Beals coming in for Meridian. So again, this press has made things interesting at times for Giltner. There's only really forced 1 turnover, though, as Tompkin puts up the shot, and then it will be Tompkin with a foul on the rebound as Brianna Miller had the good position there, and Brianna going to get a 1-and-1 at the other end. Actually, I beg your pardon, Chloe Craig, they call for her second personal foul. So no foul on Tompkin. 8 fouls each way in the game. The shot, the free throw, no good. Just about tracked it down, did Brianna Miller, but Jansen's got it. Across the timeline quickly. Drives in, kicks it out. That's an open 3 look for Sydney Jansen, no good. Reagan with an offensive rebound and a nice leave underneath for Aubrey Lichty, who lays it in. Really nice dish that time from Reagan Jansen to find Lichty, who spun it off the glass and in. 10-point game again. Meridian with the lead in the basketball. Nice cut to the hoop, and the layup good by Josie Sabatka, who's got all 10 of her points, or all 6 of her points, I should say, in this period. Pushes the lead right back to 12 for Meridian. A little more than halfway through the second quarter. The Mustangs have not trailed. Done it on the defensive end just like that. Another takeaway. It's a steal for Erin Johnson. Hard charge into the front court and a foul before any pass or shot. Though it will be a 1-and-1 opportunity. Brooke Good picks up the foul, her first, team's 9th. Like we said, a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Erin Johnson. Erin had 11 points in the first 5.5 minutes of the first quarter. Hasn't scored since then, but making her first trip to the foul line. Erin Johnson, it's amazing what you can hear in a really quiet gym. That ball left her hand, and I don't know if you could hear it in our crowd mic, but Erin, as soon as she let that go, said off, let everybody know I didn't make that. And before we get the second shot, a full timeout is going to be taken here by the Giltner Hornets. Don't forget, coming up, third place boys action is next. East Butler and Bruning Davenport Shickley coming at you scheduled to start about 20 minutes at the conclusion of this game. And then our girls' championship scheduled to start at around 6:30. Exeter, Milligan, and BDS for the third time this year. They might not be done playing, but they might be after this one. And then we will have the boys' championship coming up tonight. That is Exeter, Milligan, and Giltner. So Giltner with a double-double, and Exeter Milligan will try to be making it a double-double for championships with the girls and the boys as well. Here at the York City Auditorium. Hi, I'm Eric. I'm down here in the corner. This is Austin over here. Aaron on camera is somewhere. He's right over there somewhere. And this guy is our boss. He's our owner. That's Taylor Siebert, folks, if you haven't met him. He has no idea I'm doing that either. Founder, CEO, all-around good guy, and a champion of educational services in the state of Nebraska. Back end of the 1-and-1 for Erin Johnson. She does make both. Erin's got 13 points. She goes to the bench to get a breather, and JC Sabatka is back in. 36-22. This is the largest lead of the game for Meridian at 14. As Sydney Jansen breaks across the timeline, back to Reagan Jansen up top against the 2-1-2 zone look. A three from the right wing. That was off by Lichty, but an offensive rebound and putback is good by Brooke Good. So it's a 12-point game again. Good screen. Schaefer rolls to the rim and draws the foul on Tompkin. Well, they call it a 1-and-1. Actually, should be double bonus. Thought it was on the shot anyway, but it is a double bonus. So 2 shots here for Sabatka. Or excuse me, Schaefer. See, I put him in the wrong spot, and then she missed him. First miss. Haley had made her first 6 free throws. She does have the back end of the double bonus. So a 13-point lead. Jansen has it stolen away. Sabatka comes up with a steal. Just stuck her hand out and picked off the pass. Schaefer on the wing. Goes back to Miller on the right side. That's Josie Sabatka with it. Now JC in the corner. Back to Josie. Sabatka's just playing catch. A 3 from JC is no good. The defensive rebound. Here comes Reagan Jansen. Lost the dribble. And it's picked up in a steal again. That's the 14th turnover for the Giltner Hornets here in the first half. Still with 2:20 to play in the second quarter. Beals on the wing. Dumps it in the corner for Schaefer. One dribble, she's dead in the corner. And then has her pass tipped out of bounds by Jansen. Jordan Hansen will come in along with Brooke Wilson for Giltner. And Erin Johnson returns as well for Meridian. Sabatka, that's a long 2 and a long rebound right to Tompkin, right back in the corner. So Meridian looking for a little momentum if they can find it here at the final 2 minutes of this first half. Hansen has it on the left wing. A little pull-up runner on the right side by Brooke Wilson, no good. Johnson the rebound, here comes Aaron. Full speed right down the right side. Lost it, and it ends up off the hand of Hansen. As she went to put up the shot, just completely slipped out of her hands. Did it for Aaron, but fortunately for the Mustangs, it went off of Hansen and will stay with Meridian. Hallie Pribble back into the ball game for Coach Robert Schropfer and the Mustangs. A quick 3 on the inbounds is good. JC Sabatka with her third 3 of the contest. She now has 9 points, and it's 40-24. The Mustangs are just rolling offensively. Upset that they only scored 3 in the fourth quarter last night in that loss to BDS. A game that was still a 7 or 8 point game to start the fourth quarter, but they were outscored 21-3 in that decisive period. They have forced another turnover. That is 15 turnovers. And I'll tell you at halftime how many of those are steals, because it's a lot of them. I want to make sure I add it up right, though. Oh, pass down low. That's just the 5th turnover back from Meridian. Reagan Jansen brings it across the timeline. To the high post for Tompkin. Double team comes down on that zone. Up top, Jansen for a 3, and she knocks it down. So a good in and out that time. Didn't look the prettiest from Tompkin back to Jansen, but it got there, and the basket went in. We're back to a 13-point game. Under 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Sabatka to Schaefer, to Aaron Johnson on the wing, dumps it backside, and a foul is called as J.C. Sabatka will go to the foul line. J.C. with a rare attempt from inside the three-point line. They will call Sydney Jansen for her first and the team's 10th. Taylor Greathouse in for Giltner. Addie Beals and Josie Sabatka both back in for Meridian. 16 seconds left in this first half. In the back end of the 2 for J.C. Sabatka is good. J.C. now with 10 points in the contest. Hansen goes into the corner. 8 seconds left first half. Dribble drive. Jansen in the lane. Had it knocked free. Jump ball is going to give it back to Meridian and go as the 16th turnover of the first half for Giltner. 3.5 seconds to go. Aaron Johnson, long pass up the sideline. Sabatka will chuck it. Was on line, but just short at the buzzer. All Meridian here at the halftime break, 41-27. The Mustangs lead the Giltner Hornets in the third place game of the girls CRC basketball tournament. Stay with us. We'll have a halftime break. We'll talk about some of the individual stats and a look at what has transpired and what is coming up for the CRC tournament. Don't forget, you can watch all 4 games of the tournament today. Third place girls and boys, championship girls and boys, right here on StriveSports.com. Our halftime break with Meridian leading by 14.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Nova Fitness Equipment of Omaha has provided the very best weight room, track and field, and sports surfacing products for over 30 years in Nebraska. They provide Cybex, Matrix Fitness, Vertimax, Tough Stuff, Pro Elite, Stairmaster, York Barbell, Troy Barbell, and UCS track and performance products. From rubber flooring, strength equipment, cardio products, and sports performance accessories, Nova Fitness Equipment has what you need to make your athletic program successful. Contact Nova Fitness Equipment today at their home office in Omaha or online at novafitnessequipment.com.
My name is William Scarf. I'm a diesel tech here in York, Nebraska for Truck Center Companies. Before I started working here, I helped a smaller mechanic shop, and I did some work here and there. And then I started working on some engines at home in my shop. And then that's when I kind of got my jump with diesel. I've liked the experience they're giving me, the hours they're able to give me, and just the training and all the accessories. Pay is good, benefits are wonderful. Basically, they offer basically all benefits. Pretty happy that I was able to find it so quickly, right after high school basically. It was really jump right into it, and turns out to be a really good place to start a career.
Halftime, Meridian leading Giltner 41-27. Thanks for joining us this afternoon on StriveSports.com. My name is Eric Allgood. Strive TV just posted a video on our Instagram. Perhaps you've seen the intro video. Austin did not do that one. I will take credit for that one. Thought it turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with it, actually. So first half, Meridian, in case you can't see the scoreboard, pretty much dominated this thing. 24-16, they led it at the end of the first quarter and didn't really let up in the second quarter. Individual scoring for Giltner first in that first half. Aubrey Lichty with 2, Alexa Preisler with 2, Brooke Good with 4, Sydney Jansen 3, Cassidy Tompkin with 4, and Reagan Jansen with 12. 2 of 6 at the free throw line was Giltner. That's the biggest difference in the game right now, is Meridian getting to the free throw line and making more free throws than what Giltner has done. Giltner 3 threes in the first half, 8 two-point baskets. Compare that to 4 threes and 9 two-point baskets for Meridian. That's only +5 on field goals if you're talking about Meridian. 5 total points on field goals, but 11 of 15 at the free throw line were the Mustangs. And balanced scoring, they only play 7, like we said, and everybody but Addie and Brianna has scored so far. Josie Sabatka, 6 points, all in the second quarter. Haley Schaefer, 9 points, and only 1 basket. That came at the buzzer of the first quarter. 3 points for Hallie Pribble, 13 for Aaron Johnson, and 10 for JC Sabatka. We mentioned the 11 of 15 at the free throw line in that first half for Meridian. They also forced 16 turnovers by Giltner in the first half. 8 of them were steals. So it's all Meridian here in the first half. Now here's the other side of that coin. It's only a 14-point game. So if Giltner can find a way to get it down to a 7 or 8 point game going to the fourth quarter. Last night they were down double digits to Exeter Milligan, and with like 2.5 minutes left, and the game seemed to be over, and it was a furious rally. Exeter Milligan started to kind of turn it over a little bit. Giltner comes all the way back, gets it within 6 with a minute 10 left, could not score in the final minute 10, and Exeter Milligan hits a couple of free throws to make it a 52-44 game. But a game that Exeter Milligan seemingly had in hand, only to see Giltner come roaring back. So if you're looking at this from Meridian's side, it's got to be pedal to the floor. We're not letting up. We've got to go just as fast and do all of the things that we did in that first half, because we know that Giltner is very capable of going on those runs and making things very interesting in the late stages of the ball game. As we get started here in the second half, a quick foul is called on Hallie Pribble. It will be 2 shots. And that is 3 on Hallie. For Brooke Good to the free throw line. And the first one is good. So perhaps getting to the line, a point of emphasis for Coach Nancy Lockman and the Giltner Hornets at the halftime break. And Good is good on both of her attempts. She's got 6 points now in the contest and a 12-point Meridian lead. And they force an early turnover on their full court press. So like we said, do not sleep on the Hornets despite the 14-point deficit at halftime. Cross court, nice feed against the zone. That's 4 quick points for the Hornets. They're down by 10 now. Miller into the middle, Pribble. That is JC Sabatka. Now back up top for Aaron Johnson. Back to JC, to Pribble in the corner. Back up to Johnson near half court, but she tracks it down. JC back up and around. Miller, high post. There's Pribble. 1 dribble in, stops at 10, no good. Hallie got her own rebound though. But her outlet pass tipped around, and they stay in bounds on the far side. It's good. Or actually, I don't know, it was taken away. I beg your pardon, that was Lichty that was coming up that sideline with it. Lost it, got it back, lost it again. A turnover each way. Meridian's got it again. A 3 by Johnson. And they're going to call it on the shot, so 3 free throws coming for Aaron. So we mentioned Meridian was 11 of 15 at the free throw line in the first half, and 3 of them here in the early stages of the second half. And still another. I will say that was probably not far off of being a foul after the shot. Seemed like Erin had completed the shot and had landed when she got knocked down on the box out. But the official said it was still within the act of shooting, so who am I to argue with a guy in a striped shirt with a whistle around his neck? Giltner to inbound, trailing again by 13. Jansen baseline, a wraparound back up top. Reagan's got it in the corner again, looking for Tompkin on the block. Can't get it to her, though. Jansen, that's a long two, and it's up and good for Reagan Jansen. She's got 14 to lead the Hornets, and again, do not sleep on Giltner despite the deficit. As Meridian tries to force one down low, but it's knocked out of bounds by Preisler and will stay with the Mustangs. 2 minutes gone by here in the third period. This is Schaefer for a three. It's going to stay with the Mustangs again. Johnson dribbles all the way up top. Now Miller on the side. Back to Aaron. High post Pribble. Good ball movement and good defensive recovery. This looks like shell drill out there. And a tip from the defense will go into the backcourt and out of bounds and stay with Meridian. Oh, my Lord, the worst defensive drill in the history of defensive drills. Shell drill. Hated that. Third place boys game coming up. A scheduled 4:45 start, although effectively about 20 minutes after this one is over. That's East Butler and BDS coming at you. You'll see all of the games from the CRC tournament here today on StriveSports.com. An 11-point lead for the Mustangs. Trapped down there in the corner. Sabatka tried to throw it off Tompkins' leg, and it's stolen away. Jansen's got the steal. Into the middle for good. Now back on the outside for Lichty. Pulls up, no. And the defensive rebound for Haley Schaefer. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Along the baseline, a three by J.C. Sabatka, no. Out of bounds off Giltner, though. And it will stay with the Mustangs. Inbound shot good and a foul. And a chance at three for Hallie Pribble. Cassidy Tompkin just picked up her second personal foul, second team foul of the half. Josie Sabatka into the lineup for Meridian. And the three-point play converted by Pribble. She's got 6 points in the game. Averages just shy of 7, does Hallie. She had 11 last night in the semifinal loss to BDS. Taylor Greathouse into the ball game for Giltner, checking in, number 30 there on the far side. Jansen at the high post, kicks it out for good for two. A long two, they say out there. So Brooke Good with 8 points in the game, 4 points already here in this third quarter. The lead is 12, though, for Meridian, keeping Giltner at arm's length. Can be tough to do at times. Johnson turns the corner down the lane. Her pass tipped loose, out of bounds, and it's a turnover for the Mustangs. So after having 5 the entire first half, already 4 this quarter for the Mustangs. That defensive intensity for Giltner has definitely ratcheted up. Full court press has been on basically every dead ball for Meridian. Hasn't necessarily forced a ton of turnovers, but it has made things a little more difficult for Giltner, taking them maybe out of some rhythm. Here it will force a turnover. Sabatka picks it up. JC gets it to Josie for the layup. So defense turns to offense in the 18th turnover for Giltner in the ball game, and a foul in the backcourt that time. Josie got a little greedy. Wanted another one there, and she picks up her second personal foul. and the second team foul of the period as well. To the high post, Tompkin, one dribble, puts up the 8-footer and draws the foul on Schaefer. That's going to be Haley's third team foul of the half, and 2 free throws for Cassidy. Tompkin was 2 for 5 at the free throw line back in the first quarter, now 2 for 6 for the game. Addie Beals coming in for Meridian to replace Hallie Pribble. And Sydney Jansen replacing Aubrey Lichty in the Giltner lineup. Tompkin makes 1 of 2. She's got 5 points in the game. The lead for Meridian is 13. Aaron Johnson on the wing tries to split a double team, but draws a reach-in foul on Jordan Hansen. That's Jordan's first personal, 3rd team foul. 3:37 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Beals into the corner for J.C. Sabatka. Now back up for Aaron Johnson. Then around the horn they go. Josie Sabatka for the 3. No, Tompkin the rebound. So Giltner, like we said, they trailed by 14 at half, 41-27. They've trailed by as many as 17 here in the second half. Just trying to find some way to get it to 7 or 8 point deficit maybe going to the 4th quarter, give themselves a chance. And the rebound is off of Tompkin, and we'll go back to Meridian. The press still on. That one knocked out of bounds by Jansen. Sabatka on the wing, back up for Aaron Johnson. Josie back to Aaron Johnson. Down the lane, a little floater, hard off the back iron. Beals, though, tracks down the rebound in the corner. Gets it for J.C. Sabatka. Now near side for Josie Sabatka. Steps in, kicks it in the corner, a little give and go. No, that's from the backside. That was J.C. Sabatka that had snuck in there. And the rebound comes down to Jordan Hansen. Here comes Jordan, looking to go coast to coast. Missed it with the right hand. A scramble on the rebound. We've got bodies everywhere. We've got a jump ball, and Meridian gets it on the alternating possession. Brooke Wilson into the ball game for Giltner. Still trailing by 13, a little over 2 minutes to go here. If nothing else, the scoring pace of this game has slowed. And as soon as I say that, a wide open layup is missed by Beals. Meridian has, despite a good offensive output so far in this game, they have missed a few of those real close ones. That is a long 2 that is short. Jansen grabs the rebound and fought with Hansen and ended up falling down. And now Giltner fans across the way unhappy with that call, but from this angle it's pretty clear, at least from where I was sitting, that Jansen and Hansen both came down, both wearing white jerseys, both came down, and Jansen kind of wrestled it away from her own teammate is what she ended up doing, and in the process knocked herself over for the 19th turnover of the game for Giltner. So the scoring pace has come way down. It is 8 for Meridian and 9 for Giltner here in this quarter, and a timeout taken, a 30-second timeout taken by Meridian. You know what? We can as well right here on StriveSports.com. We'll come back to the CRC tournament after this.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, The people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
13-point Meridian lead, 46-39 with a minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. The lead has been as much as 17 for Meridian in this third quarter after they led by 14 at the break. Zone look this time, a little 3-2 zone. And down the lane, that's Josie Sabatka. Got the shot up, couldn't finish it though, and Pribble snags the rebound. And then Johnson tried to get it to Beals along the baseline and threw it too far. Thought Addy was going to go more in the corner. Addy stayed on the block, and that is the 10th turnover for Meridian. Again, they had 5 the entire first half. They've got 5 now in 7 minutes of basketball here in the second half. Hanson in the far corner. The little double team around her gets it for Reagan Jansen. Reagan leading Giltner with 14 points in the ball game. Under 50 seconds to go, third quarter. A drive in the lane. The shot will not fall for Brooke Wilson. Now we've got a scramble on the rebound, and Wilson comes away with it. And, well, a loose ball to nobody in particular. Here comes Aaron Johnson on the run out for Josie Sabatka. Baseline, pull up, he rattles it home. Josie Sabatka with 10 points. And the lead back to 15 for Meridian. Nope. Rebound, just they're going to call it out of bounds off of Meridian. Mary Wiles was up there trying to scramble for it, but a Mustang was the last to touch it. Jansen on the inbounds, 8 seconds to go. Gets underneath for Hanson, who spins it over the rim and up and in. Now 13-point deficit, and that will be the end of the third quarter. 51-38 as we head to the fourth quarter. Meridian on top in the CRC third place game.
My name is William Scarf. I'm a diesel tech here in York, Nebraska for Truck Center Companies. Before I started working here, I helped a smaller mechanic shop, and I did some work here and there. And then I started working on some engines at home in my shop. And then that's when I kind of got my jump with diesel. I've liked the experience they're giving me, the hours they're able to give me, and just the training and all the accessories. Pay is good, benefits are wonderful. Basically, they offer basically all benefits. Pretty happy that I was able to find it so quickly, right after high school. Basically, it was really jump right into it, and turns out to be a really good place to start a career.
51-38. We almost got that on TV, Taylor. The largest lead of the, yep, there he is right there, folks. There he is again. The largest lead of the game had been 17 for Meridian. And like we said, 15 here. Yep. Jansen got a fingertip after Sabatka touched it. That will go down as turnover number 21 for Giltner. More than anything else in the game, that is maybe the most telling, the biggest stat for the Hornets in this contest. As Sabatka gets the run out there, gets a nice move, and Josie, who averages less than 7 a game, has 12 in the contest. And another steal for Aaron Johnson. The shot no good for Josie, but she will get a couple of free throws. Josie Sabatka did not score in the first quarter, but had 6 in the second quarter, another 4 in the third quarter, and now has 2 more free throws to try to get 4 points already here in the fourth quarter. Foul, by the way, on Brooke Good, her second, team's 4th. Pretty rock steady at the free throw line and throughout the ball game, really, for Meridian. They are now 6 of 6 in the second half, which will make it 17 of 21 for the ball game for the Mustangs at the line. That's a way to take advantage of turnovers and free throw opportunities. Jansen on the wing to the high post. Good pass that time, and a nice shot up and good by Alexi Preisler. Alexi's got 6 points now in the contest. Sabatka fouled on the floor. They'll call Tompkin for the foul, her third and the team's fifth. That was Schaefer that ended up with the inbounds. Her shot no good, and a good rebound and outlet, but a travel called on Brooke Good. It was the right idea. It was a chance to go, and sometimes with all that open floor and only a stage with a curtain behind the hoop, it's real easy to just want to kind of take off and run. Josie Sabatka, a little one-step runner, no good. Jansen clears the rebound. Reagan brings it ahead herself for Giltner. Tries to get it down low underneath. Kind of forced the shot that time, did Brooke Good. And Josie Sabatka comes out and clears it for Meridian. Josie drives, kicks. Aaron Johnson for a three. Offensive rebound, JC Sabatka to Pribble on the block. And Hallie undercut as she goes up with it. Got the basket and the foul. I'm going to call a chiropractor after that one. That hurt my back. Jansen picks up her third personal, sixth team foul, and a chance at a three-point play for Hallie Pribble. And that is converted. 9 points for Pribble. And you run down the rest of the scoring. Josie Sabatka has 14. Haley Schaefer has 9. JC Sabatka with 10, and Aaron Johnson with 16. So we're 2 girls away from having 5 in double figures for Meridian. Don't get to say that too often. Tompkin on the block, spin, up and under. Her shot will not fall. Schaefer the rebound, and she does fall to the floor for a travel. That's 11 turnovers for Meridian in the ball game. That's 24 turnovers for Giltner in the ball game. Against the press, Meridian hasn't had a lot of trouble with that either. That's a three. Line it up and knock it down for JC Sabatka. JC's got 4 threes in the ballgame, and Johnson comes away with another steal, has her shot blocked. And then a three that is good. Now the question, are we going to count the shot? The basket is good, so the three is good by Brianna Miller. And then after the shot had been released, we got a foul on JC Sabatka, who came crashing in trying to go for a rebound that wasn't going to happen. That's a nice move, by the way, for Aubrey Lichty. And a timeout for Giltner. They trail, though, by 22, their largest deficit of the game. And actually, I guess it was 24 just a second ago, wasn't it? So a 30-second timeout. Don't forget, you can see all of the games of the CRC tournament here on Championship Friday, including the one coming up next, East Butler and BDS for the boys' third-place game. Looking forward to that. Wanted to see it so bad during the football season, or actually right after the football season, when each won the state championship in their respective class. Now we're going to get to see Trevor Havlovitz and John Christensen play basketball. Dalton Bohach wrestles, by the way. He's very good at it, too. Quarterback for East Butler. Yeah, anyway. So that's a boys' third-place game. And then after that third-place boys' game, we're going to see Exeter Milligan and BDS in the girls' championship, followed by Exeter Milligan and Giltner in the boys' championship. You can see them all here on StriveSports.com. Still, though, 5.5 minutes to go in this one. Both teams scrapping and clawing. Now we got a loose ball on the floor. It's going to be a turnover. To the high post, Schaefer hounded, gets it for Johnson. Aaron back to J.C. Sabatka. Keep an eye down there on the block. Pribble and Jansen working hard against each other. Pribble turns, kicks it out. Aaron Johnson lines up the three. Body's on the floor on the rebound. We're getting scrappy now. And they will call Haley Schaefer for her 4th personal foul, 5th team foul. Not a 1-and-1. Only 5 team fouls. Just looked like when he put his signal up for 11 that the foul was on, that it looked like 1-1. Nope, just a foul on number 11. We can't let Haley foul out. She needs to get to double figures so we can get, we can have a chance of having 5 girls in double figures. Carry is the call, and 26 now is the number. Yeah, that is the total number of turnovers for Giltner in the ballgame. Just think about just half that. Oh, the clock's not running. Aaron, the clock's not running. Holler at him.
Clock's not running. Hey, sir, clock's not running.
Now everyone else in the gym is realizing it, and officials are going to stop the clock to let it go. Oh, 4:34, Aaron.
4:34.
Oh, never mind. 4:27, Austin says. Oh, okay. Let's see what they're going to put it at. That's a good compromise right there. 4:30. Yeah, we'll go with that. Then Austin forgets to start his clock. Jamie, now we're behind. Now nobody knows how much time's left in this game. Cross court, Miller did have it deflected by Hansen, so no backcourt violation. You can see, though, Giltner's defensive prowess and intensity has definitely ratcheted up here in this second half. It's caused a few issues at times for Meridian. Johnson just does get her pass off to Sabatka. Under 4 minutes to play now. And this is the burn some clock if we can offense, as Hansen though comes away with a steal. Good, a left-hand layup that finds the net. Well, just when you go into a little bit of a stall type offense, turnover for Meridian. And the lead is 20. That's not a stall offense, trying to force the issue on the press break, but Hansen able to get down there and deflect one out of bounds. Aaron Johnson to toss it in for the Mustangs. Does to J.C. Sabatka. Now the high post. That's Miller with it in the corner. Back up and around. Looks like the Mustangs want to keep these possessions as long as they can as they try to improve to 16-3 on the season. Again, 2 of those losses to BDS. 1 to Fall City Sacred Heart at the Udecas tournament down in Beatrice. So you're talking about losing to teams that are at the very, very top of their respective classes. And we're going to get a timeout here for Meridian and Coach Robert Schroepfer. It is a full timeout, and we will take it as well. Meridian by 20 here in the 4th quarter.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends, It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Nova Fitness Equipment of Omaha has provided the very best weight room, track and field, and sports surfacing products for over 30 years in Nebraska. They provide Cybex, Matrix Fitness, Vertimax, Tough Stuff, Pro Elite, Stairmaster, York Barbell, Troy Barbell, and UCS track and performance products. From rubber flooring, strength equipment, cardio products, and sports performance accessories, Nova Fitness Equipment has what you need to make your athletic program successful. Contact Nova Fitness Equipment today at their home office in Omaha or online at novafitnessequipment.com. 20-point Meridian lead over Giltner here in the girls CRC third place game from the York City Auditorium. With 2:46 to go in this contest. Again, Meridian looking to improve to 15-3 on the season. A win this week over Cross County in the quarterfinals. They had a first-round bye as the 3 seed, top 3 seeds in the CRC with a first-round bye, the way they set up the bracket. So a first-round bye, then they played Cross County, who had defeated Shelby Rising City in the quarterfinals last Saturday. And then the loss last night, like we said, to BDS, 66-42. That's 4 fouls on Reagan Jansen, and I have 17 fouls, as does the official scorebook on Giltner. So a 1-1 here for Haley Schaefer. Haley had 9 in the first half, hasn't scored yet in the second half until there. So we have got four girls in double figures for Meridian. Just need Hallie Pribble to score 1 more, and we could have 5 of them. Make no mistake, though, it's a Meridian team that would love to clean up some turnover issues of their own. Shot selection at time wasn't always the greatest. Missed a few shots that were pretty open and pretty close to the rim that didn't go in. As Pribble loses that dribble. Hey, that kind of rhymes. Out of bounds. Aaron, we can see that guy's hands, by the way. I don't know if you want to say anything to him. The Tigers and the Eagles coming up next. That 3 from Jansen is short. Johnson the rebound. 66-44. Josie Sabatka dribbling up top as it's an extended man-to-man defense now for Giltner. Cassidy Tompkin whistled for her 4th personal and the 8th team foul, so a 1-1 here for Hallie Pribble. Hallie, no pressure here, but we need one of these for 10 at a girl. That's 5 girls in double figures. Folks, I've been broadcasting long enough that I will blatantly root for fun little nuggets like that. 5 girls in double figures, yeah, I'm rooting for that. Doesn't matter if it's Meridian, doesn't matter if it's Giltner. I like to see cool things like that happen. Both ends of the 1-1 good, and Giltner going to the bench. We see Chloe Craig out there, also Taylor Greathouse, Mary Wiles, and Meridian going to the bench. And now I gotta check who everybody is. 30 is Delaney Homolka. 34 is Jackie Demas. Whatever, that's Lupe's sister. Lupe was a Demas. Is a Demas. Anyway, 32, Andy Court. 25, Sarah Most. Did I say 30? Yeah, that's Homolka. 24, Sophia Ellis is on the floor. That is a 3 on the far side by Sydney Jansen. And a blocking foul there called on Andy Court. Not a 1-and-1, so an inbounds here with 45 seconds to go. Don't forget East Butler and BDS coming up next in the boys' third-place game from the York City Auditorium. Jansen fires up that 3 on the inbounds. No. And there's Demas. By the way, it's a Demas from Meridian, Taylor. That's got to be Lupe's little sister, right? Got to be. Might not be. Got to tweet him. On the block, Sophia Ellis can't get the shot in the defensive rebound for Mary Wiles. 20 seconds to go in this one. In the lane, that shot is good by Taylor Greathouse. Or Mary Wiles, excuse me. Mary knocks that one down. And we have officially 4/10 of a second. That is your contest. Final score, it is all Meridian here, 68-46. Your final score as the Meridian girls take the third place game of the CRC tournament. Shaking hands now, and we've got East Butler and BDS. The boys' third place game is coming up here very soon. Well, it's scheduled for 4:30. We're not going to be too far behind that. About 10 minutes or so. So congratulations again to Meridian, winners of the third place plaque of the CRC tournament. Maybe I can get a picture of them quick while they're still together. No, not really. But congratulations to Meridian anyway. Let's take a very short timeout. Oh, we got some medals here too. Let's do a short timeout, and I'll do scores after this.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank, growing together.
Final scores individually here for the Giltner Hornets of their 46 points. They got 2 from Jordan Hansen, 2 from Aubrey Lichty, 6 from Alexa Preisler, 10 from Brooke Good, 3 from Sydney Jansen, 2 from Mary Wiles, Cassidy Tompkin with 5, and Reagan Jansen led the way with 14 points in the ball game. Hornets were 5 of 10 at the free throw line. They did not shoot a free throw in the fourth quarter, and they were 0 for 1 in the second quarter. That is a big deal when you lose by 22, that you lose the free throw attempts by 16 and the makes by 17. I'll let you do the math there before I finish that up. 3 threes in the ball game. All of them came in the first half, and 16 two-point baskets for Giltner along that way. For Meridian, you heard me rooting for it. I openly rooted for it because I like fun little anecdotes like this in a ball game. 5 girls in double figures for the Meridian Mustangs, led by Aaron Johnson with 16. Josie Sabatka scores 14. JC Sabatka scores 13, including 4 3-pointers by herself. 11 apiece for Haley Schaefer and Hallie Pribble, and Brianna Miller scores 3 in the ball game. 6 threes made total in the game for Meridian, and like we said, 22 of 26 at the free throw line. They made 14 two-point baskets, so actually more twos made by Meridian in the ball game, or made by Giltner, I should say. But this was a great game for Meridian, and again, they win 3rd place here at the CRC basketball tournament. They announced about 4 minutes ago that it would be 25 minutes to the start of the BDS and East Butler boys 3rd place games. So excited to bring you those coming up in just a little bit. We will go quiet for a little while here on StripeSports.com, and we will be back with more from the CRC tournament. 6 in the 3rd place game of the CRC tournament. Back for the boys 3rd place game coming up. Good afternoon.